Hello, Math Masterminds. We're still working in our geometry unit. Today we're going to cover surface area of cylinders. I'm going to go over lateral and total surface area. So when we look at the formula for the surface area of a cylinder, we see that we have the circular base and we're going to be looking at the height. Take a look at the formula for total surface area is 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared, and for lateral is 2 pi r h. Looks a little different than what we've seen with the prisms. Remember, lateral means without bases. Surface area still means covering the faces of a 3D object, and it is measured in units squared. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first example. Here we're given a cylinder. We know the cylinder has a circular base. So therefore, we're going to focus on that circular base and the height. We start with our formula. And let me explain the formula to you. When we were working with the prism, we had big P, which was the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. Well, here we have 2 pi r, which is the circumference of the base, which is a circle, times the height of the cylinder. So we don't find perimeter when we work with circles. Instead, we find circumference. And for prisms, we had 2 times the big B. Well, my big B is the area of the base. My base is a circle, so I'm going to take 2 times pi r squared, just like we did before. So let's go ahead and begin. We start with what our formula needs, radius and height. We identify the radius and height. Now I'm able to substitute my values in place of my variables. And I can grab my calculator and put the information in the calculator to begin calculating. And I get a total surface area of 75 and 4/10 centimeters squared for my surface area of this cylinder. Next example, we start once again with our formula. Identify the information that the formula needs, which is radius and height. We're given the diameter instead, so we need to calculate the radius by dividing the diameter by 2 and identify the height of the cylinder. Now I'm ready to substitute my values in place of my variables. Grab my calculator, put the information in the way that I have it listed. It makes it so much easier. And we begin calculating. And I get the total surface area for this cylinder is 113 and 10 centimeters squared. The next example says how much paper would be used to make a label for the can. Remember, label does not include the bases. So we're looking for lateral surface area here. We're going to use the formula 2 pi r h. So we identify what's needed in our formula, which is radius and height. So I have identified the height, and I'm given the diameter. My formula calls for radius, so I need to divide my diameter by 2. And I now have my radius. Substitute my values in place of my variables, and I'm ready to calculate. The first answer is in terms of pi. So I multiplied 2 times 25 times 20, but I did not multiply by pi. But if I wanted to calculate all the way through, I would then just take the 1,000 times pi, and I get 3,141 and 59 centimeters squared of paper is needed to create a label for this can. If you're not sure about that, you can always press the help button in our virtual classroom to come see me in Google Meet.